Hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. It can be somewhat confusing. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes with those longer 3-day weekends, if you happen to enjoy one, can be a little bit confusing. But today is Tuesday and I'm so excited to share this idea with you guys. The idea that I'm going to be sharing was inspired by Jody Suresand, and she posted it over in the Kiwi Lane community. And when I saw her do it, I just had to try it out myself. And then, of course, today's spot ended up being not filled. So I thought, you know what? I can share this page that I was created recently, but a while ago. So I just haven't had a chance to get around to it. Okay, sorry, I am let's see, multitasking here. Comments. Hello, Lisa. Thank you for commenting. There we go. Okay, I have my laptop up so I can see your guys' comments. And then, yeah, so how many of you guys are Peter Pan fans? Just a raise of hands. This is my 4th of July page that I did over the weekend. I happened to knock out this one pager. I have this one picture from last year from some of the neighbor kids coming over, and we just put together something simple, of course, in the mix of it, but that's it. They went outside and played for a little bit, and I got this one picture, and then the rest was all in the house. But focus on the good times, right? So one picture makes a great opportunity for a one-pager. One-pagers are a great opportunity to use your scraps of paper, and I always throw those in the mix once in a while when it's appropriate to what I need. Hi guys, hello. So today's crafting, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to take the dance a la carte. Is it the dance? Yes. Dance number 2 and transform it to play freely, right? Takes some engineering, so we're going to go through it together to create a Tinkerbell. So like I said, I believe it was Jody Suresand. She did this and posted it. I'll share her post along with the blog post that I saw her idea do that she used with it. And I instantly was like, oh my gosh, I have to try that myself, because I have had these pictures. Here, let me show you. It is a 2-pager on this. Can you guys see that? I feel like I'm kind of closer than usually I am. Let's even get that whole spread in here. I've had these pictures for quite a while, since 2013. So, I mean, for a while, and I've been just holding on to them because we occasionally on Halloween will do like family costumes, but not much. But this happened to be one of those occasions, and it was just super fun. Very last minute, might I add. That we threw it together, and it came together surprisingly within like a day or two, because I was just too busy leading up to Halloween, and then I was like, you know what I really want to do is a Peter Pan, and then once my mind got set on it, I had to make it happen. But yeah, so lots of fun, and that's not just all the pictures here. Let me show you guys this, and then we'll get into the meat of it, give everyone a chance to jump on. Hello, Deidre. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Mary. How are you guys? I ended up doing a pocket one as well, just because I had so many different like snapshots. We had a lot of fun. I guess you can call it like a little photo shoot before they went trick-or-treating. So Eli was Peter Pan, Abby was Tinkerbell, and I just love it. They totally acted. They knew what they were doing. I guess you could say they watched the movie a couple times. Madison, of course. Anyways, so lots of fun. Lots of fun here. Let me give you guys. And then David and I'm Captain Hook. It's pretty much, we all had a good laugh out of that. Super funny. Anyways, why am I spacing these 2 names here? Lacey was my sidekick. She was a pirate too. She's like my mini-me, I guess you could say. So it happened to work out perfectly. Oh, why am I spacing it? It's like right there. Wendy and the character, the Indian character, can't remember. Anyways, someone let me know in the comments. That's not what we're here for. But yeah, so lots of fun, as you could see. So I happened to see it just kind of all, like I said, holding on to these pictures, holding on to them, to the point where I almost wanted Kiwi Lane to create paper to go along with them because I really couldn't find them. And then I happened to find Echo Park created these, this Lost in Neverland. But by the time that I happened to see it, because I was kind of late to the game, when I went to like scrapbook.com or just different places, I of course didn't want a whole pack of paper because I don't like to buy those huge packs of paper, because then I, you know, and I thought, oh, well, what if I just use white background and maybe some layers on top, because I just wanted a few of these papers. There's some in here that I knew I wouldn't use just because of the nature of what's on them. But so I took the 6x6 paper pad and decided to do more of a collage feel with the tiny borders instead of the 12x12 borders on my 12x12 page and all of that stuff. So again, it just happened to work out really well. And then right here for this background matting, I just took 2 6x6 sheets of paper and do that back to back. And this 6x6 piece pad, I think it ended up costing me like $5. So instead of buying 2 12x12 paper that I knew that it was very themey, very specific, like I just needed it for this, not like, you know, it's, you could probably use it for different things, but it's very themey, right? So, and I have all this left still. So if I would have had to buy 2 12x12 paper kits, I would have had so much left, and who knows what else I would have used it on. So I just really wanted some basics, set the mood, tone of this page, and let my pictures really tell the story in and of itself. Tiger Lily, thank you, Lisa, and Janelle, thank you. Tiger Lily, we can move on now. My brain can give that a rest in the back subconsciousness of my mind. So that was really, like I said, really fun, and I love this paper. Okay, so now Tinkerbell, but of course Tinkerbell can come in handy. Maybe you got Disney pictures or something like that. Tinkerbell also would play really friendly in those kind of settings as well. So let me share with you how this went about. So I started with a cream cardstock in this case, and like I said, we're going to use Dance number 2, and it did take some adjusting, as I mentioned, and just to kind of see what this dance looks like. I don't know if you guys have it yet or not, but it's super cute. I did it on a card as is, and I put a little Prima flower that I've had for who knows how many years. And you also do get the little ballerina. It's a set of 2, so it's an a la carte set of 2, and that was really cute over here too. So gymnastics, dance, so that designer complex really cute for that settings. But if we want to adjust it maybe just a little to make this need, this is where the playing freely, a little bit of engineering will come into play. So we're going to first start by tracing it onto the cream cardstock. And in order to do that, I adjusted it just a little. So you can see here, right? The neck almost was tilt forward. And I have no idea how Jody did it. I just know that I looked at it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something similar. Maybe we'll have Jody on at some point to share with us any tips that she might have. So I started with the head, and I kind of got that aligned first. And again, you're just tracing in pencil, so at any point we can erase and adjust and move things. Now the back, of course, needed to come down, so that's where I kind of brought it forward, right? And then I drew the body. And I didn't worry too much once it gets to the legs, because I knew I was going to kind of put something over here. But then on the arm, you can kind of go back up and adjust the arm. You can go down a little, you can do up, and you can see through the designer template, so you can kind of see that piecing coming together, hopefully, as you go. But for the most part, hopefully my little insights and guidelines kind of give you that platform to kind of work off of, right? And then at that point, I pointed the legs downwards. And so I came down and like I said, you're going to color or cover that midriff. So you don't need to be too like connected there. That's going to be adjusted with a different thing. And then I went to the back leg because we want that point to do, and I kind of brought it up as if she's kind of moving forward, right? Throwing her pixie dust onto things. I should have had some like pixie dust coming out of that. And so then you're just gonna kind of draw that line or that leg coming down. Let me know if you guys have any questions. We're gonna piece this together for the most part, okay? And then again, you can kind of, you know, you could kind of draw that out, but I didn't focus too much on that because we're about to cover it. So if you want the head tilted or maybe a little bit forward, you could do that. But for the most part, I think that it kind of gives you more of a straight body, right? Super fun. Okay, then we're gonna cut that out. I'm gonna go ahead and go through all the emotions so we can see it together. And the next designer template set that you'll utilize is the Enchanted accessory set, which I used on lots of places on this layout. It was perfect. So for example, this is Enchanted here on this butterfly over to the side. So I kind of just did a more flying one. The wing here is half of that. The banner, the star, you know, the arrow. So we'll pull that set out here in a minute. If you don't have Enchanted, it's super fun and great for, again, even those Disney memories, or princess, or dance would be perfect with dance memories, those kind of things. So, and then we'll just follow that line up and around. So you're going to want to move, you know, with your left hand, kind of going in and out of those cuts. Even if you were cutting, say, the more ballerina one, this is kind of the same process, right? And because we moved that neck kind of close, we're gonna want to kind of come down, and then we'll go up around the nose. And it's just kind of almost giving us the silhouette of it. Oh, for some reason it just said I ended. Am I still live? Here, let me refresh my page. Try it again. So you're just kind of doing that silhouette of the design, okay? All right, so it is a little bit more detailed, so you can see from previous times that I cut, I'm slowing down my cuts, but a good pair of scissors, of course, are always highly recommended. That works for you because we all have different preferences. You know, I wouldn't have believed that about cutting, and I know I shared this with some of you guys before, but I always think it's worth noting. I don't know if I would have believed that there was a preference on scissors. A good pair of scissors would maybe be appropriate for everybody, but boy, just in the mix of me, myself, Debbie, my mother-in-law, and Shiloh, boy, do we have specific scissors that we like, and we're all very comfortable with cutting and find the value in the simplicity and efficiency that we discovered through it by using a basic pair of scissors. But as I've mentioned before, like, I love the Tim Holtz, Shiloh loves the Fiskars, Debbie loves the Cutter Bees, and we've tried to, like, multiple times, and every time I've used Cutter Bee scissors, I'm like, Debbie, I don't understand how you can cut with those. And then she cuts with mine, and she's like, I don't understand how you can cut with those. And I'm like, so there's a preference. Good pair of scissors, though, of course, not a $3 pair of scissors. It will kind of tear out your paper, I guess, is what we define a good pair of scissors. And then at that point, it's more of a preference as texture and style that you feel when you cut. Okay, so we kind of did that, right? Then we're going to pull out the Bonnie. Now, Bonnie was part of a Kiwi Club kit. So for those of you that might not Kiwi Club, I'm gonna give you a couple other suggestions on maybe how you could do that. One of them I recommend, again, you could even just adjust it or kind of engineer it. I also think the hello, if you have the hello little flowers from the Hello Design Kit, which is part of the snap rings, but it does come with designer templates that of course you can use over and over again on your different projects. So I love those. You could do something similar with either one of those hellos. So that's something I thought too, but I went with Bonnie. It's the same one that Jody used, and I thought, oh, I love it, so I'm gonna go with it. And yay, I happen to have it. So then we're gonna take whatever color, in this case green, and we're just going to mimic that design for a little dress, right? So I think there's some green pattern in here. We'll just use this in my little 6x6 paper pad that I have here. Okay. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use now this piece that I already engineered. So we're gonna play in engineering on that. And then I'm just going to kind of do a little, using this as my base, right? So I can kind of get that neck and the head thing there. And then at that point, I'm just gonna kind of go up and give me a baseline to work from. Then I'm gonna take Bonnie and I'm going to add a skirt or a little piece to the bottom of the skirt, right? So kind of making sure to align that as you go.
Someone's at the door.
Oh, tell them I'm in a live.
I did. You said ask you to ask when a good time to talk to you.
Is Dad here?
He's in a meeting, I think.
Okay. Yeah. You tell him to come back in 30 minutes. Okay. So I really don't think that there's like, you're not going to get, each one is going to be unique. Sorry, somebody was apparently at the door and I'm like, yeah, I'm in the live. Work from home. Love it. And I think that's kind of fun that each one is a little unique. So just kind of play around with it and just remember it's paper. So if it doesn't quite come out, but also remember to not be too harsh on it. A lot of people are like, wow, you move so fast. And I just think it's because I partially am like, oh, good enough. It works. But for the most part, it's super fun. Like I said, I was excited because I was really excited to finally sit down and to create a layout where these memories can live on because they're such special memories to me. Okay. So we kind of have this dress, but I don't want it to go up to her neck so much. So I'm just going to kind of adjust that, right? Like so. So you can kind of get that differently. Could come up in the arms a little bit. So a lot of fun. And then at that point, I would ink it. I would do the same thing with feet. You could take a little scrap of paper and you're just wanting to, let me trace that on. Do little slippers, and then you would just cut it off at the top as well, right? So you just cut those little slippers. It's a little harder probably for you guys to see in this dark green. If that's the case, even if maybe you were cutting it in person, I always recommend just using a white colored pencil with darker colors of paper, things like that. And then we have her little slippers here. You know what? Dang it. I think of these things live. I'm like, oh, I should get a little like cotton ball and just put a little piece of a little white thing there. I might have to add that to mine now. Just a little bit of like a puff ball, and maybe a white enamel dot. You know, I don't have one white ones here in front of me, but if I have a small white enamel dot, that could be cute, just right there. Because doesn't she have like a little fuzzball white thing? So that's kind of how you engineer the dance a la carte into your own personal Tinkerbell design. But I really think that adding this little extra wing here, and then I used stickles. So of course I just put a little bit of stickles, yellow in this case. If you have like a yellow marker, you could try that. I want to say that I used a yellow marker first and I didn't quite love it. That's why it's a little bit under there. I felt like it needed a little bit more just dimension. I mean, for the most part, it's kind of flat, but like the whole thing really makes it Tinkerbell in my mind. And then I played around with different types of eyes, like enamel dots, and it was just too much. It was overwhelming, and I didn't want that much of attention to bring to it. So I just took a little fine point black pen and just did a quick little dot. Nothing too extravagant in any sense, and did that, and then that's it. So as far as the wings go, let me pull our little Tinkerbell down there. With your little piece of thing there. So I took Enchanted. Where did I put Enchanted? Right? And there it is. And like I was sharing with you guys, the Enchanted accessory set, it actually comes with a few more designer templates in this set. So lots of fun, different elements that you get. So like I was sharing, I used the banner, right? This little arrow, super fun. The butterfly up here, the star layered, more of a collage collective here. And then I didn't happen to have a need for these ones, but this is of course would be cute for like a Mickey, and you could even put a little hat on it. Use the critters a la carte, super cute for Mickey. So if you happen to have Mickey memories or Walt Disney World memories or things like that. And then you also get this little crown. Lots of cute samples if you had a chance. I put the link up in the description, and you can go scroll through some of those gallery images for inspiration. One, if you haven't used this set for a while and you're inspired to try it, pull it out, create with it. If you don't have it and you're starting to register some memories that you're like, oh, I really do want to scrapbook those, like these memories where I've been dying to find the perfect paper or whatever to kind of express those, and yay, it's accomplished. Then check out Enchanted. Love it. It's super fun. Like I said, has a lot of personality to it, and can be used in many different ways. Use it with pinks, it turns pink. Use it with lights and, you know, more airy, it's more of that flowy, and would be cute for dance, different pictures too. So I love Enchanted. Okay, so that's the Enchanted accessory set. I do want to share with you, so the Enchanted, number 5 on that case. As far as the wing, oh, it's super simple. No really engineering there happening. I used this specialty paper I ended up getting from, I want to say this is just from Hobby Lobby. It's not vellum, but it looks, it has like a little bit of a stripe shimmer to it. I played around with using vellum, but I didn't like it was because my background is white. It was almost getting lost, but I wanted the kind of that transparent feel to still come across. That's why I liked this paper that I have here. So you can kind of see that it has little stripes on it. So it gave it a little bit of texture and dimension along with that translucent feel. And so that worked, or if you happen to have vellum, I have vellum, and it goes a long way. I think I bought this pack from Stampin' Up. I don't even know how long ago, because you only use little bits of pieces here. And it could even be cute if you, a lot of times if I do use vellum, I'll have it be like the top piece and then have like almost this 2-layer effect going on, which I could have done there, but super cute. So all you're gonna do is, we don't need a full one, so we only need a half, right? So you're going to just trace that half on, and in this case I'm just going to flip it so that my straight edge is there, and of course because of the pattern I'm just going to rotate it when I'm done. But yeah, and you just trace it onto the piece, and then we would cut that out, and we would have our wing for our Tinkerbell in that case. And then we can, hold on, let me grab our little collection of things, and then we could add that to our Tinkerbell. I still have to cut her another slipper, but just kind of showing that. Do any of you guys have memories that are just like, oh yes, I have Tinkerbell memories, or kiddos, grandkids, or anything like that, or even someone that just loves Tinkerbell or Peter Pan? Because how cute would that be, just because they love it, to do a little birthday card, and you could do like you know, sending you a little pixie dust or something for your birthday, or I don't know. And I don't even think you have to have like pictures. If someone loves, if you have one of your loved ones that loves Peter Pan or has fond memories or reminiscing memories of something related to this theme, then it can even be a cute picture of them expressed, and then you can kind of write it in your journaling in different ways. It can always be cute too. All right, so that is the basics, guys. Do you guys have any other questions? I just was excited to share with you guys this page. Like I said, excited to finally scrapbook these, and I did love working with this 6x6 pad and with the tiny borders on my page, more for that collage feel, because I had this 5x7 on this page, and I really wanted to bring the focus to the group that we, you know, dressed up as a themed family pictures once in a lifetime. I don't know. Maybe I'll get, no, Maggie and Abby are leaving. Who knows? I thought about doing Flintstones. I thought it would be fun to dress up as Flintstones, but it hasn't happened yet, because those would be easy costumes to put together. I think they would be really easy, but I just haven't done it yet. So maybe one day when they all come back. I don't know. Might have missed that window of opportunity there. So yeah, lots of fun. And because I did this 5x7, I kept it a very white space, open, clean feel. And I can share a little bit for those of you, let me know on if you want to see that modeling paste being used. Super easy, and that's how I created the background. I showed it a little bit in the Kiwi Club for June using the doodle sheets. It's kind of the same process. So if you haven't downloaded that free June PDF, we're into July, so last month, June PDF, there's a video sharing the modeling paste process, so definitely check it out there. So yeah. Okay, Debbie, I volunteer in a children's theater group when they produce a play. Oh my gosh, yes, Debbie, perfect. I'm so excited to see your version. I love it. Or did you buy this paper as is? Did you have any idea when the July kit will be shipped? Oh, Sharon, I believe they let us know that those are shipping out. I want to say the email said next Monday, so they're a week behind on those because of the shipping delays off of the ports and such. So unfortunately, it's out of our hands on that. But the team is eager and ready to ship those out, Sharon. So hopefully, did you get an email? If you didn't get an email, I'm more concerned about that sometimes. Make sure to email support at Kiwi Lane so you can look up your account and make sure all of those emails are being sent correctly. Okay. Mary, I don't have a set, but may consider this because my one daughter's nickname is Tinkerbell. Oh my gosh, that's what I'm talking about, Mary. See how sentimental that is? That just shares like a story there in and of itself, and I think really highlighting that with a certain mood for your creative expression and your creation would be super fun. Super, super fun. I love it. Well, I can't wait to see all of your guys' versions. Natalie, a girl template for cheerleading pages. Yeah, that's the dance, a la cartes. Yeah. So I used dance, a la carte, and the Enchanted accessory, and then I just used one of the, I believe it's, oh, I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say it's some sentiment tiny border here and here. So I just did the AB and just cut a little piece of those pattern papers from that 6x6 pad. Then everything else was just some strips and stuff like that. So super easy to do. But if you do create and you guys are inspired, please share with us. We'd love to see it. Use hashtag create with Kiwi Lane. We do giveaways. So of course, anytime you're inspired by any of the playing that you might do or inspiration that creative partners or team members share with you through the Craftons, we always love to see your recreation or your version of that inspiration as well. Right. No, I didn't get it. Okay, I think that's most of those questions. All right, Natalie, yes, show the process, please, with modeling paste. Okay, I'll end on that note, and then I won't keep you guys too much longer. So here, oh, yay. Oh, I did do this other, let me show you this one. I forgot. I had just a few extra pictures of Eli specifically, probably because I couldn't get enough of taking pictures of him. And so I just did this one pager. Of course, I'm going to put it in his book in this case. And then, yeah. And so I just, again, working with the just small 6x6 pieces of paper. Just an easy, simple collage here. I pulled in some of the feathers in this case from the Kiwi Club kit. I can't remember which one that was. I loved it. I think that one's still in the overstock too. It's like May's of 2019. I think we have a few left of that one where these little feathers came in it. And so I just added those, and then the star from Enchanted. Okay, so as far as modeling paste goes, so I was sharing with it on doodle sheets in the June Kiwi Club kit. So if you happen to see that, actually, oh, Abby has it out because she's doing a little travel book. So you can tell it's still like left over here on this sheet, but it washes off, or you could scratch it off. Really nice. So you could, let's see. Let me grab those stuff. I didn't quite get it all gathered before the live. Hold on. So some people will washi tape down their thing. I showed it once in a live, and I think Gail from the community, she was like, I can't believe you didn't use washi tape. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe a little too confident for my own good. But here's some tips when working with modeling paste. Of course, wherever you want it, and check out the video that I mentioned in the June Kiwi Club kit. I put a lot of them on tags and different things. But you can hold down the sheet, whatever you're working with, right? So say I wanted to do this little star, and I just want to do a couple of those on my background. In this case, you would put it out on your background first, and then once it's all dried, you would, I would decorate on top of it. That's what I did with those other sheets. So I'm kind of covering these other elements that are around it, kind of zeroing in. Not only is it holding my template still, but maybe just adding a couple, hiding those other pieces so it doesn't accidentally get over it. And then you get a little spatulaing thing. This is Nuvo brand. There's a lot of various different ones. Honestly, I haven't studied it or in the sense of what is better, although I know that this has worked great for me. So, and for the times that I've used it. Now this is a huge amount, 8 ounces. I don't know if I'll ever get through 8 ounces of gold modeling paste. I recommend getting the smaller ones, like 2 ounces or things like that, unless this one's cheaper than this one. Who knows if you're ever looking at paste, but it's just modeling paste. Comes in different colors and textures, and so just seeing it in what you would get the most use out of, right? Okay. Oh good, someone happened to be in there. Sharon, answer your question about your email. I'm not sure if that's Jessica or who, but thank you, team member. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a little to your spatula tip here, and you just rub it across. That's it, and then you smooth it out. And then you can add the excess there. So you can add, let that dry, come back and do it again. It is a little bit of a process, I'll be honest. So this one, so this is a larger sheet. This is something I got from a while ago as well. And so, be honest, it was a little pricey. I don't think you need 12 by 12s because sometimes you think, oh yeah, 12 by 12 will cover the whole thing. That's not how I used it. I moved it around on my page a lot, so I really don't feel like you need big sheets like that, but I'll just share with you in this case. So again, you can use your washi tape, which is great because I feel like all of us went through like a washi tape, like buying frenzy, I don't know. And then I don't know, use it or whatever, but I don't know, I need to pull it out more. But so in this case, it's great because I have a use for it and I can kind of go through it. I should use the ones that are my least favorite, because you know how sometimes you bought those packs, like 2 of them were cute and like the other 3 were not so cute, or way too odd in the colors or off in the colors, it felt like. So you can kind of go through it. Again, that's it guys. Here, I'll pull it up in a minute so you can see that. I was a little nervous the first time I did it, so I think it's worth noting, thinking, oh my goodness, it's gonna bleed through. And maybe that's where your spatula comes into play, like making sure it's a nice, smooth, clean spatula. But a couple times I've done it, it hasn't been too much of a concern, as much as I thought it would be. So here, let me pull it up, because I'm sure that's what's going through your mind, because that's what was going through my mind a couple times. And you know, you might want to practice so that you can get kind of the feel, because once you get the hand motion, your muscle memory of it, it just, so maybe practice on some paper. But I think the trick is to not, you can keep smoothing this out, but if you keep pulling, then there's a good chance you'll pull underneath, right? So just, sorry, I'm just kind of doing this whole section. And then you can kind of scrape it off, put it back into your thing. Like I said, it doesn't use much, so yeah. I better find a lot of places to use this gold Mod Podge. Well, it's not Mod Podge, modeling paste, sorry. Okay. So like I said, I used it in more like sectional things, and then not really knowing for sure how I was going to design it on that page that I just showed you for the most part. And then I just placed my pieces over it, and then and some of it I had in the middle, and I ended up covering it by pictures and stuff anyways. So it's just like making your own pattern background sheet to kind of place things on top of. Or if you wanted to use Spritz with the designer templates, whether it's like you could Spritz on top of this design. I'll show you guys that in a minute. I'm getting carried away. Hold on. So now we're going to go ahead and pull this off and just lift it up. Voila. So you want a baby wipe and wipe these off. If you let it dry too much, then you do have to like rub it more. It just takes a little bit longer. So I recommend just go washing it off sooner than later before it's fully dry. It's kind of like ketchup or something, right? Yeah. Buying a pack of washi tape to get one of the 2 cute ones is definitely, yes, exactly. I know how you feel. And when I saw myself doing that, I was like, what are you doing, Susan? But those are sometimes the things. And then there's that other one. I love that one. That's like a good compass one. That's super cute. So again, if you want to see these different doodle sheets being used in action, I use this one intensely with the modeling paste in the June Kiwi Club kit. I have so much fun. And I just showed my daughter this yesterday. She's working on a little file folder for her, and I'll share that. Maybe we'll do a craft tin episode when she gets it done. Right now it's just a big mess over there on that table. She said she'd get it done this week, but we'll see. Anyways, so she's excited to try that out on her book as well. And then I was gonna share, so I showed the modeling paste, I showed the thing. Last thing is just, you know, Spritz. Like, here, let me. And I'll be sharing a little bit this tomorrow's craft in, but I've done this before too, where I need a background, hold on. I don't want to spray this all over my stuff. Let me grab something. I'll get my mats. Okay. There. Okay. So you could Spritz little designs. This one might be a little bit harder than maybe like something like this design, but if I wanted that to be on my background, you could just, hold on, let me back up. You can kind of do that. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry for a minute. I'm gonna try this really fast just as a tester. Okay, let's give that a moment to dry. Hope it blow along here. I use acrylic paints and Distress Oxy ink, but just because it's handy, I could also use Lento crayons, but they're not as close to my desk, and a little color goes a long way. Yeah, Leslie, or Gail, completely. Can add any color acrylic paint to white modeling paste to get the color that you want. They also have, yes. So you could buy white and then put them into separate containers. Yes, absolutely, Leslie. Love it. I felt like gold would be harder, but maybe not if you got the right acrylic paints. But I was like, oh, gold might be harder to form. But I didn't know that when I bought the gold to go along with my Peter Pan, I was like, whoa, I'm gonna have a lot of gold. There you go. And then this would just wash off your designer template. I've done it a few times. Again, probably wash it sooner than later so you can kind of see it. I want to see what that, in this case, it would have left a strip. So I don't know if the doodle sheets, but the designer templates would work. I've done it a lot with different shapes, actual accessory sets and such with the spritzing spray too. So I have not used Krenz Gel yet, but they're not close to my desk. I feel ya. If something's not close to my desk. It depends on the mood. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I feel like standing up. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to zoom in and sit down and just focus and get lost in what I'm doing. All right, guys, you're amazing. We will talk to you guys soon. I'm going to let you go. Actually, I will be back for tomorrow's Craftin' episode again this week. You know, with the holidays and stuff, I luckily was the one that had opportunities to kind of fill in. I'm going to be sharing another little page that I did quickly over this weekend that I happened to luckily find some time to just play for a very brief minute. And I was so excited when my daughters decided to join me too. It made it feel extra special. So I'm going to be sharing that with you guys tomorrow as well. So I will see you guys then, and we'll see you in the community. Take care. Bye, guys.